SKIDROW. SKIDROW, the leading force, proudly presents Ship Graveyard Simulator 2 Game Incubator. Release notes: dust off your torch and hammer, it's time to get back to work, you have a new job to do. Visit the new beach coast with the largest, biggest ship graveyard in the world. Dismantle huge ship parts and collect tons of precious steel. Roll up your sleeves, it's time to get back to the business. Special notes. Regarding Judgment Empress release NFO content, we wanted initially to delay this response until our next D crack, but here we go. We are actually not surprised to see that the tranny cracking queen of P2P got triggered by our Denuva releases, having a madness seizure and spewing out all his frustration combined with blatant lies towards us in his NFO. It seems like a recurrent routine for this disturbed individual, which started spreading his filthy talk some time ago in the release Star Wars Battlefront Celebration Edition, where he even disclosed some information which shouldn't be available for general public, so we felt the need to go street on this deranged cunt, cause it seems this is only parlance he is actually understanding. Before we start, let's get a proper introduction, shall we? And since you're so eager to reveal secret infos. Us. SKIDROW, the pathetic force, as written in your NFO. You, currently known as Empress, a totally fake identity, posing as a bisexual woman with a wet pussy and big titties bouncing while you're furiously cracking D after D. What a sexy image is that, isn't it? Perfect picture to incite the imagination of juvenile P2Pers all over the world, only good for feeding your maniacal ego and your digital wallet. But this is not who you really are, isn't it? Your real identity is Voxy the Bulgarian, former P2P cracker until you got butt-fucked by Denuva, former paid cracker of Codex. You did all their hard cracks in your own words on IRC. Codex can't crack shit without me. Former paid cracker for other scenes GRPS. A dude so addicted to getting money in order to pursue his supreme hate towards Denuva that he would actually pimp his own girl on the streets of Dimitrovgrad, Bulgaria, if that would do it. This modern Don Quixote of Bulgaria, in his endless fight against the proverbial windmills of DRM, became delusional as the original character in the story. The craziness of his NFO's contents is more than enough to make a sane person check in the closest mental asylum. Now, we wonder who is the pathetic one, a guy who poses as a fake bisexual tranny, begging money on internet to destroy legitimate developer work, cursing everybody non-stop, and advocating the craziest shit in the world? Or us? Voxy, you fucking prick. DRM exists for a reason in this world. It protects legitimate interests of actual hard-working people that are entitled to get a decent income from their hard effort. But how could you ever understand that, you fucking loosey BG beggar? You haven't created any game dash software in your slash software in your life that would benefit the P2P masses out there. All you can do is beg and steal others' work. You must be very proud of yourself, especially when you pack up all this shit in a golden foil philosophy. Your support expressed in NFO for J.K. Rowling was laughably epic. By cracking Hogwarts game and depriving her of her rightful income, I bet that she really appreciated that, lol. At least, seeing GRPS are not hypocritical about this. They do it for competition and all ego. And guess what? Your ego is in fact 1000x times larger than scenes, and as soon as someone is taking the spotlight away from you, you go loony balloony, like your drama with that P2P repacker getting credit for your stuff, or now with us doing FE game. There would be much more to say about your NFO shits, but we would leave this for another time. Time NFO is becoming already a novel. Regarding the judgment game NFO, not only it is full of lies, of things taken out of context, and of usual bullshit, but it demonstrates something even worse, which we wouldn't have expected from a supposedly elite cracker like you. That you actually don't understand how our crack was done and how it works. Let's take your allegations one by one. Your message to P2P is hilarious and pathetic. You're taking words out of context. Our messages are not meant for P2P as a whole, but towards some P2P individuals, some on Reddit, that constantly trash talk whenever they can, despite the fact they didn't create anything in their life that would justify such an attitude towards us. But we can definitely see why you got triggered by one of the messages. After all, you're the biggest P2P trash-talking bitch on the internet, lol. You never touched the actual Denuva. You're a sucker. The Denuva in FE game has two components. One component is in native DLL, and another component is in C# assembly DLL. If you bother to decompile the C# assembly, you will see there is a ton of D shit there, lots of it with non-trivial logic, making the connection with approx 1500D funcs in native DLL where the meat is. In a normal Unity game, game code resides in C# assembly DLL, but in FE, protected game code resides in native DLL. We restored the game logic from native DLL and reconstructed back into assembly C#, so no need for native DLL anymore. Probably your expert analysis made you think that native DLL has a few experts and therefore maybe we did a quick crack. Upon further investigation, you will see that the DLLT export of native DLL is in fact a proxy entry for prox 1500D funcs where contain actually legit game code is in obfuscated form. All of their logic has to be restored in order for game to work properly. All you did is exploit Unity engines backed using Mono to restore some generic code in assembly C# DLL. Haha, lol, this cat is clueless as fuck. What the f*** is this sentence supposed to mean anyway? What do you mean by generic code? That DLL contains game code. You wrote this monumental analysis out of your ass? We won't even bother to answer this. We kindly ask someone in P2P with decent knowledge of .NET IL C# specific to Unity, please explain the basics to this moron. You never devirtualized a single byte in your pathetic life. You're a fucking liar. If what you say is true, how we were able to remove virtualization completely from games like Tramzim Vienna, Tramzim Munich, or Beyond Enemy Lines Remastered? All of them at their own, don't get confused because we didn't do exe reconstruction. If you zero out the virtualized sections of game, you will see that games still run okay. Why don't you try the same near non-Unity engine game? Challenge accepted, but with one condition. You will confirm in your next NFO that if SKIDROW removes Denuva completely from a native executable, you will make a public XXX movie with yourself fully naked and bouncing your titties while cracking Denuva. No need to show your ugly face in the video. Caught multiple times stealing, blah blah blah. The internet reports are overly exaggerated. Don't believe the hype. All your cracks need software coded by other people and you accuse us of theft? Nothing to do about pride now. Which pride you talking about? Gay pride or what? N-word, please. You know very well that in this world a Denuva pre is the next closest thing to a miracle. So when you do one, all your past sins transgressions are forgotten. Scratch your ass beside the toilet. Google Translate failed you on that one or what? That's all folks. Until next CRK. P.S. We kiss you big bouncing titties and remember to never skip your daily prescribed dose of Prozac. Kudos, SKIDROW, the leading force. Instill notes, greetings to all friends of the family and honorable rival groups. Thank you.